Regarded as the teacher's favorite, this year a transfer student joined the class. I was the top student in the grade for 2 consecutive years, but with one move, I became the eternal runner-up. I was dark, twisted, crawling, and every day I tried to step on my shoulder with a look of hatred. One day, I came across a local forum and suddenly saw a request for help. There was a boy in my class who liked me and stared at me every day. But I'm a good student, so how could I tactfully tell him I didn't date early? 3 days later, I was wearing my school uniform to school normally. He just wore an extra hat on his head. The post was updated. He wore a blue sports hat today, clearly trying to secretly flirt with me. Although he looks really good, how am I supposed to convince him not to think about dating me early? I was stunned for a moment. I reached out and took off the hat from my head. It was a blue sports cap. Could it really be such a coincidence? I came across a local help post. There's a boy in my class who likes me and stares at me every day. But I'm a good student. How should I politely tell him I don't date early? As soon as this post came out, its popularity skyrocketed, and in just a few minutes it dropped by over 1,000 floors. Is the original poster dreaming? When a guy sees you take the post, you think he likes you. The original poster retorted, I've observed it, he just likes me. I counted. He looked at me 72 times this morning, staring at me for a minute each time, and passed by my seat 8 times. Each time he glanced at my desk. He definitely wanted to see if there were love letters or gifts from other guys on my desk. Seeing this comment, I couldn't help but remember the age when I was taken away. After I came back, I typed rapidly, saying, who knows what you did that angered everyone, making him hold a grudge against you. That's why guys stare at you like that. My reply was completely ignored. He then commented, he must like me, even deliberately wearing matching outfits with me, waving around in front of me. Although he's handsome, I really can't fall in love early. Can anyone give me advice? Dismissed his idea. Netizens commented, you say he can wear couple outfits, so what are you two wearing? If it looks good, send me a link. I want to wear it with my boyfriend. He proudly replied, we both wear school uniforms. No link online. Give up. I heard from my sister that school uniforms are our best couple's outfits, and he's been wearing school uniforms every day for a whole week. It's obvious he's always ready to wear matching outfits with me. If that's not liking, then what is? Is it possible that wearing school uniforms every day isn't because I like them, but because I'm poor? Thinking about those words in my pocket this month, it's just enough to buy me a steamed bun soaked in water every day. I grit my teeth in hatred at the person who took the top spot in my grade. It's all his fault. The scholarship for the top student in the grade flew away right in front of me. Netizens, sisters, this is hopeless. Just spit out a spit and leave alone. Who's got tea? Come brew green tea and consult him. Tell him not to dream. The original poster is still tirelessly typing. I know you don't believe me, but I will definitely prove it to you. I read it with great interest, grinning with big teeth. The next second, a phone screen popped up with a Hualong recharge reminder. Reminder, your available credit is insufficient. To avoid downtime, please recharge quickly. I can't laugh anymore. 28 yuan for lung dissolution, making things even worse for an already struggling family. Now look, I can't even afford steamed buns. Luckily, it was Friday. After school on Friday, as soon as the teacher left, my seat was instantly packed to the brim. One test paper cost 8 yuan, only 50 were accepted, and the extra ones weren't accepted. Some are quick, some are slow. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Don't rush me. There are so many test papers this weekend. I need to reserve 5 first. Last week you asked your boyfriend out to hang out and didn't have time to write the test papers. I gave you a few spots, but this time I won't give them up. In just a few minutes, I put 50 hot test papers into my backpack. I shouted loudly, enough, enough. 50 tickets are enough. Everyone, disperse. Welcome to visit again. I heard the spots were full. Those who didn't get one wailed in despair. Soon, everyone in the classroom dispersed. I didn't leave, stayed in the classroom to write my test papers. A full 50 test papers, even if you just copy the answers, it's not that easy to copy. Science papers are rare and easy to do, but liberal arts papers are different. For example, Chinese, politics, history, geography, identical answers and handwriting can arouse suspicion from teachers. To satisfy my students, I taught myself 30 different fonts to ensure that everyone's handwriting on the test paper is different. The answers for liberal arts papers are even less identical, but among these 50 papers, 30 are humanities papers. Thinking about writing until my hand cramped, I looked up angrily and glared fiercely at Lu Ruyan. Normally, I would only collect 30 test papers on Friday. If Lu Ruyan hadn't taken away my young age, I lost my 3,000 yuan scholarship. It's not that exhausting now after 3 rounds of back and forth tugging. I I finally couldn't hold back and spoke up. Lu Ruyan, may I ask what you need? Don't stare at me on my test papers. Haven't you seen people make money? I really wanted to slap that in her face. Unfortunately, I pretended to be a well-behaved top student in class. How could a well-behaved top student possibly curse? I kept smiling. Lu Ruyan lowered her head, not daring to look at me, stammering, "Sure. You're still a high school student. You can't date early." When did I ever say I wanted to date early? No, whether I started dating early or not is none of your business. I got it, I replied perfunctorily. Looks like she has no intention of leaving, still staring at me. I'm just writing a test paper. Why keep staring at me? Are you trying to steal my business? Thinking of this, I immediately became alert and quickly put the test papers back in my backpack to go home. I found a nearby library and finished 50 pages in one go by 10 o'clock at night. Just as I finished, my phone vibrated. I opened it and saw that the local post I had been scrolling through earlier had been pushed over again. The post had been updated. This afternoon after school, she looked at me again. Not only did she look at me, she also took the initiative to chat with me. I told her we shouldn't date early, and she looked very sad. Maybe she didn't want me to see her cry. After I said that, she left. Does anyone have any ideas? To cheer her up without letting her misunderstand that I like her. Netizens mocked and said, "Master, don't love too much. Are you sure you don't like her? If you don't like her, why comfort her when she's sad?" The old owner replied seriously to this comment. Although she's very pretty, handsome, sunny, good academically, and well-liked, I really don't like her. I just think she looks a bit sad. I don't want her to be sad. Case solved. The old master just likes other guys always talking about his strengths. He told people he wouldn't date early, but still naively asked here how to comfort him. Completely stubborn, he talks hard. Old master, she's handsome and sunny, good at studying, well-liked. I really don't like it. The old master is so young, like a little bone plate. I can't date early, ha ha ha. No early dating in school, no romance at work. At 1. Oxen and horses don't deserve beautiful love. I'm exhausted after work. I was stunned. What she said seems a bit of a coincidence. This afternoon, Lu Ruyan also inexplicably told me not to date early. What she said matched the old man's words a lot, but judging from what she said, that guy likes her. I let go of my doubts again. Maybe I saw there weren't many useful suggestions in the comments section. The old host posted again. Who can give me advice? If it's useful, I'll transfer 1,000, transfer 1,000. Seeing this line, I instantly perked up. Old master, let me go. If you want to make a guy happy, you can give him a pair of cool sneakers or secretly buy some snacks to put in his drawer. This time, the old master replied to me quickly. Shoes are no good. We're still students. What if he thinks I like him? Snacks are fine. Do you have any good snack recommendations? I saw hope. My eyes lit up instantly. Flowing eyes, no bars. Ferrero chocolate, little stone duck heart, a blue tiger skin roll. I listed a bunch of snack names in one go. I've seen others try them but can't bear to buy them myself. After all, like Ferrero chocolate, buying a box might cost me over 100 yuan. This 100+ yuan can keep me from going hungry for a whole month. Thanks for the suggestion. Let's add each other. A minute later, I saw the 1,000 yuan on my phone and was so excited I wanted to scream. But then I remembered I was still in the library. I forced myself to hold back. Alright, thank you, boss. Wishing you success in cheering him up. Seeing that I really got the money, a group of netizens instantly dropped their sarcastic looks. Miss, you said you were a young lady. Before, I failed to recognize greatness. As soon as the young lady gave the order, I would immediately fly to help her solve her problems. The young lady is mine. Get out of here. Young lady, listen to me. Do you want to cheer him up? You can interact with him more. Doesn't he like you? Seeing you must make him happy. You don't need to talk to him. Just happen to pass by him every time. Original poster gives a serious review. This is also great. Thank you. As he spoke, another transfer was made. Watching the spectacle, I shed tears of envy. There are so many rich people in the world, why can't I have one more? Over the weekend, I held the 1,000 yuan transfer and watched it over and over. Every time I slept, when class started on Monday, I suddenly found a big bag of snacks in the desk drawer. Lulu plum salt, refined plum strips, waste snail chocolate, small stone duck hearts, and a blue tiger skin roll. These snacks, all of these are things I mentioned when giving advice on forums. Could it really be that the original poster of that post is Lulu Meitang? For a moment, the snacks I was holding felt a bit hot to the touch. I looked toward Lulu Meitang, but this time she was studying with her head down, not looking at me, seemingly completely unaware of what I was holding. I put the snacks into my backpack. All morning, Lulu Meitang would always appear near me just in time. For example, during breaks, She was teaching a boy problems at the front desk. Or when she passed by me on her way to the restroom or chatted with a nearby girl to verify the guess. When I got home at noon, I took out my phone and found her contact info, wanting to send a private message asking about her school. Then I saw her update her post again. Last time, everyone's suggestions were very effective. She accepted the snacks, although she probably didn't know I gave them. I even appeared in front of her many times today. She always secretly glanced at me. I think she must be very happy. But then again, she was wearing a blue sports headband today, clearly still not satisfied and trying to secretly tease me. Although the headband looked great, how could I convince her not to think about dating me early? At the end, I reached out and touched my head. She took off the headband. It was a blue sports headband. Once or twice was a coincidence. She sent 3 exclamation marks in a row. How do you know? Good, the case is solved. It really is Lu Ruyan. The time, place, and events all match. After transferring from Lu Ruyan, I never said a word to her, not even when she turned around and caused a sensation throughout the school just because of her beauty. I was always considered the most beautiful girl in school, and I didn't care at all. It wasn't until the last exam that she snatched first place from me, breaking my long-standing record of topping the rankings. I noticed her. Now I was even more surprised that Lu Ruyan would still stare at her because I kept staring at her. I mistakenly thought I liked her. The next day, I went to class with dark circles under my eyes. But when I accidentally entered the classroom, I ran into Lu Ruyan, who was just about to come out. I glanced at her leisurely, but I couldn't figure out that Lu Ruyan couldn't feel it. Do I always look at her with a murderous look? When Lu Ruyan saw me, her gaze shifted a little. Then she noticed the blue sports headband on my head. For some reason, her face flushed again. Did you not sleep well last night? You look a bit pale, she asked me softly, a bit stammering and a bit embarrassed and shy. When she heard this, her soft voice was especially pleasant. When I saw Lu Ruyan, I thought of what she said in the post. Naturally, I knew she might be imagining something out of thin air. To avoid her overthinking, I lost the usual politeness toward strangers and came across as harsh and cold. I really didn't sleep well, but that had nothing to do with you. After saying that, I walked past her into the classroom, looking like I didn't want to respond to her. Indifference aside, I still had to eat breakfast. I took out the snacks she had secretly given me from the drawer, opened a box of chocolates, and ate them one by one. After all, she made me lose sleep last night. I'll treat these snacks as compensation for mental distress. I deserved it. The next day, I didn't look at her even once, completely ignoring her. That night, when I got home, her post was updated again. I clicked in confidently, thinking Lu Ruyan probably wouldn't think I liked her. Hello everyone. I've run into some trouble again. This morning, I noticed her complexion was pale and had dark circles under her eyes. I asked her if she hadn't slept well last night. She said whether she slept well or not had nothing to do with me, and she hadn't even given me a single glance all day. Is she still angry about what I said to her on Friday? If so, how can I comfort her so she won't be mad at me? This is a completely unexpected turn of events. As soon as her post came out, there was immediately a bunch of suggestions and suggestions below. I lost the patience to keep reading and commented under the post in a harsh tone. Have you ever thought that she hasn't even given you a single glance for a day, and even said cold and mean things to you? Is it because she doesn't like you at all? Please stop being self-centered, okay? If she really doesn't like you, if you misunderstand her here, it will make her very unhappy, okay? Maybe serious comments like this are rare, or netizens just watch the drama and stir things up. This comment was quickly retracted and received a bunch of likes. I waited a few minutes, but Lu Ruyan still didn't reply. Don't use such harsh words to slander me. Whether she likes me or not, and whether I like her or not, have nothing to do with you. I'm posting just hoping everyone can give me some advice. If you don't like my post, you can skip it. If my post upsets her, I'll apologize to her. My gaze fixed on the first 2 sentences. After a minute, I tugged at the corner of my lips, not sure if it was mocking her or myself. In the days that followed, I went to school as usual. I ignored Lu Ruyan, and she didn't look for me either. The post hadn't been updated for several days. I thought the matter had finally settled down. A week passed and then it was the weekend. I was working part-time at a milk tea shop with an hourly wage of 20 days. But unexpectedly, I ran into Lu Ruyan, a classmate. When she saw me, she was momentarily surprised and happy, then showed a somewhat conflicted expression, as if she was debating whether to speak. The moment I saw her, I had a bad feeling. Sure enough, she seemed to have made a big decision. She looked at me seriously and said, "Sure, if you like me and know I often come to this milk tea shop, you came here to work part-time. That's not good. You should focus more on studying before the college entrance exam ends. I won't date you early." I interrupted her coldly, saying, Lu Ruyan? Who said I like you? I came to work at a milk tea shop just because I need money. It has nothing to do with you. If you just came to buy milk tea, please place your order now. If you're here to talk to me with useless nonsense, then leave immediately. I don't want to hear it. Lu Ruyan was stunned, seemingly never expecting to hear such words. She said somewhat awkwardly, "But before, she's been secretly watching me. If you weren't for liking me, why would you keep secretly watching me?" The young lady born with a silver spoon in her mouth was showing such confusion and bewilderment for the first time. Her fair face was tinged with a faint blush. This time, it wasn't because of shyness, but because of embarrassment. Seeing Lu Ruyan like this, the stifling anger in my heart suddenly made me smile. I looked at her calmly and said word by word, "Because as soon as you arrived, you pulled me down from first place in the grade. Anyone who becomes the top student in the grade can receive a 3,000 yuan scholarship. A young lady like Lu Ruyan probably will never understand what 3,000 yuan means to the poor. With this 3,000 yuan, I can pay half a month's hospitalization fee for a seriously ill maternal bus. I could pay for 2 semesters' worth of accommodation fees, and I could eat sauerkraut steamed buns for half a year without starving. Since middle school, my parents have been arguing. After 2 years of fighting, they divorced. My dad left the house to me and my mom. I left completely and never came back. Because I was my father's son, he hated me whenever he saw me. He abandoned me to my grandfather and even sold the house, leaving not a single cent for me or grandpa. He left far away. First, grandpa wasn't sick. He was illiterate and only knew how to farm. He sold most of the grain he grew to pay for my tuition, and kept the small portion for ourselves. Back then, grandpa and I depended on each other. Although not wealthy, they could still eat and eat until grandpa collapsed in the field and was taken to the hospital, where it was diagnosed as tendinopathy. This is an incurable disease caused by damage to motor neurons, leading to muscle weakness and eventually atrophy. In the later stages, I even had difficulty breathing until I died completely. I was only 14 that year. My grandfather's illness couldn't be cured, and all the medical expenses fell on me. I wanted to drop out of school to do odd jobs, but my teacher stopped me and told me I could apply for poverty relief. As long as your grades are good, you can get a scholarship. To understand my urgent needs, the teacher asked if I was willing to initiate a donation and help within the school and class. Faced with my fragile pride and grandfather, I chose my grandfather. When the school learned about my situation, they quickly raised donations for me. The donations helped me breathe a sigh of relief, but I realized I couldn't keep organizing donations at the school. I studied hard, won scholarships year after year, and started trying to make money at the school. Since I had to take care of my grandfather, the school gave me a pass allowing me to freely enter and exit after school. Taking this opportunity, I helped classmates buy things outside and bring them back to school. They also gave me a running allowance, earning 1 or 2 yuan. Over time, he could save money for my meals. Grandpa always told me, no matter how hard life gets, you can get by. If you can't, just look at the sun outside. Even when it's dark, there will always be dawn. This time, I was not as skilled, but next time, I won't let the first place slip away from me. After I calmly said this, Lu Ruyan left. Before leaving, she apologized to me. She seemed deeply hurt and looked very sad. But this has nothing to do with me. Right now, those among you who can't even protect themselves can't care about others' feelings. For people like that, just how to survive is a problem. There's also a new update in that post online. Lu Ruyan is feeling very down. Thank you all for your suggestions lately, but this post probably won't be updated again. I ran into her today at a milk tea shop and took the initiative to talk to her. Only then did I realize I had misunderstood before. She doesn't like me at all, so she wasn't angry because I rejected her. As soon as these 2 sentences were spoken, everyone exploded. Did I see it wrong? The guy doesn't like the original poster at all. It's all one-sided wishful thinking. I knew the original poster is just a dream girl. The guy simply doesn't like her. She's still fantasizing about wearing a school uniform and a headband, just because she likes her flirting. Then I said that a handsome guy walking and breathing in front of me is just seducing me. I think it's just that the original poster likes guys. Stop explaining and saying you don't have early romances. What a joke. But Lu Ruyan didn't reply again. For more than a month afterward, the posts really didn't update, and it completely fell silent. Felt like just a small gap. Lu Ruyan and I were strangers again. After the final exams ended, I regained first place in the grade. On the scoreboard, Lu Ruyan was second, 10 points behind me. Standing in front of the scoreboard, seeing my score, I turned to return to my seat. But I saw Lu Ruyan standing behind me, her gaze fixed on the scoreboard. Then, a bit nervously, she said to me, "Congratulations, you've regained first place." Since that milk tea shop incident, this was the first time she had taken the initiative to talk to me. I tugged at the corner of my mouth, met her gaze, said thank you and turned to leave. Every Friday, I took orders as usual, collecting test papers and writing for others. At that time, people would gather around me. Someone nearby saw Lu Ruyan looking in my direction. She said to Lu Ruyan, "Doesn't it seem strange? Our class is the top class at school, and here most students are ranked in the top 50 of the grade. Yet they act like bad students who don't like studying, and they ask her to bring them to write papers." Seeing Lu Ruyan look at her, the girl who was talking to her smiled and said, "Everyone knows Sherhao's family situation and wants to help her, but she's proud and unwilling to accept help unconditionally. So everyone paid her to help with the test papers. Some of the test papers really aren't necessary for us, but the school handed them out. It's a mutual benefit." Lu Ruyan widened her eyes slightly and whispered, "Is that so? You only earned it for a month and might not know her parents are divorced. He gave her to his grandfather, but he had hyperactivity disorder and specially set up a scholarship. She's also impressive. It's been 3 years. She's topped the rankings 4 times, and no one has ever snatched the top spot from her. Hiramoto received a scholarship, and everyone respects her. Except for last time, no one expected a dark horse like you to emerge." Hearing that my parents divorced and left me with my grandfather, Lu Ruyan's hand holding the book trembled slightly. She had never imagined that human suffering could be this great. Lu Ruyan recalled what I said last time at the milk tea shop, and a wave of indescribable heartache silently welled up. She responded seriously to the girl who spoke to her. "Thank you for telling me so much. She really is amazing." The new semester began. I noticed Lu Ruyan suddenly clinging to me like a ghost. When school started, we arranged seats. She became my desk mate. She sat next to me, able to look at my desk 5 times a minute. So many times that I finally couldn't help but ask, "Why are you looking at my desk? Are you trying to steal my things?" I stared at her warily. Lu Ruyan blinked and said shyly, "Your desk is too messy, I can't control it." My desk is a mess beyond words. Her desk is so clean it can reflect a face. 2 tables side by side, the contrast is sharp. Even if you tidy up, it won't help. Sooner or later, it will be a mess. Everything will be neat and tidy. Besides that, whenever I lost something, she always picked it up faster than me and returned it to me. Whenever I couldn't find something, she was always the first to hand it to me. When I ate steamed buns in the morning, she handed me a breakfast and asked me, "Want to make a deal? What deal? From now on, help me buy breakfast. I'll cover your breakfast." Deal. For me, buying breakfast isn't a problem. Who would turn a bad deal with money? Lu Ruyan and I seem to have somehow reached some strange exchange. "Help me buy a box of pens. I'll give you a running allowance. 100 pens. I bought it back and give it to you. Go to the library to borrow 2 books. Running allowance. 100 books. I'll give you a book. Send a package for 100. I suspect Lu Ruyan is because of the milk tea shop incident last time. She held a grudge against me, otherwise she wouldn't have humiliated me with money. After all, I made the young lady embarrassed in front of the hall. It seemed normal to humiliate me, but I was counting red bills one by one, tearing off a big grin. Now Lu Ruyan was in my eyes. From a fool to a rich fool, she just throws money around to me, which makes me like her more and more. Every time, I smile at her, saying, "Come on, humiliate me to your heart's content." Lu Ruyan turned her head 4 times and saw me smiling at her. Her ears were flushed, her face burning as if it was about to smoke. She quietly asked, "Why are you staring at me?" I kept smiling and said, "You look good," until I realized Lu Ruyan had posted a new post on the forum again. On the first day, she posted again. Her deskmate complimented me on how good-looking I was, why my heart raced, and whether I had a terminal illness. The next day, she posted again, saying she wanted to go to the same university as my deskmate, and how to casually ask which university she wanted to attend. On the 3rd day, she posted again about how to pursue the guy she likes. On the 4th day, I was scrolling through her posts and she caught me. I saw Lu Ruyan's fair ears flushed red all the way to her cheeks, then down to her neck. She looked utterly incredulous. Oh no, she found out I've been in this world all along. She stared at me for a long time, unable to say a word. Finally, she held her breath, looking a bit overwhelmed. "You already know." I blinked. I nodded drowsily. "Yes, I know everything." "Then what then?" Then she was choked by me, unable to breathe, and asked in frustration, "Don't you have anything you want to tell me?" I frowned, thought about it in frustration, and finally slapped my forehead. Suddenly, she said, "You want me to ask which university I'll go to after the college entrance exam? Everyone knows I got into Peking University without a plan." Lu Ruyan, "I'm not trying to ask that." I looked at her seriously. "I'm a good student. I don't fall in love early." Lu Ruyan gritted her teeth. "What about after the college entrance exam?" After the college entrance exam, it's not an early relationship, right? I put away my smile and shook my head at her. Not after the exam either. My grandpa needs me to take care of him. I don't have the energy to make time for a relationship. Lu Ruyan said reluctantly, I can help you take care of grandpa so you won't find me annoying. Whenever I have time, I run over to chat with grandpa. Teasing my grandfather's heart. As soon as I walked in, all I saw was this joyful scene. Grandpa's face was a long-lost happy smile, while I was busy with part-time jobs and studies. It had been a long time since I'd seen Grandpa smile so happily. How is here? Why hasn't he come in yet? Grandpa saw me standing at the door. His eyes lit up, and he quickly called out, Grandpa! I walked in carrying some fruit. Looking at Grandpa's gradually thinner face, my eyes couldn't help but feel warm. Grandpa, since Sherhao is here, I'll head out now. I won't keep you two for a while. Grandpa looked at him and smiled, saying, Good child. Thank you for coming to see Grandpa. I'll come again next time. I definitely will come again. Lu Ruyan looked at me, her eyes bright and full of smiles, like a puppy begging for praise. On the 10th, I'm leaving. Next time I'll come see Grandpa, as if afraid I'd say something nasty. He left without waiting for my response. Before leaving, he closed the door. How, Xiaolu, that kid said he's your deskmate and asked him to take care of me. I protested, saying it wasn't him at all. He came on his own. I don't even know how he found him. Grandpa struggled to reach out. He patted my hand and smiled weakly. Grandpa knows. Grandpa's Hao has grown up, and some girls like him. In the future, you'll get married and have children. What a pity, Grandpa won't get to see that time. Tears fall like broken pearls. I choked up and said, Grandpa will surely live a long life. Grandpa's eyes were red, but he still smiled as always. I don't have much time left. This old bone dragging me in the hospital will only make my Hao suffer. From now on, Hao must be strong on his own. Be open-minded. Remember, others like you because you're good, not because of them. And don't be like your mom, risking everything for a man. If you can't make it, you break up. Once you have a child, don't abandon him, just let Hao do that. Grandpa was completely satisfied. Since Mom left, this was the second time Grandpa had taken the initiative to mention Mom in front of me. The first time, Mom left me behind without saying goodbye. In my childhood memories, Mom and Dad were very loving. I am the fruit of their love, and even more so, their precious jewel. But at some point, they started arguing from time to time. At first, they only argued over trivial matters, but neither of them wanted to back down. Their petty quarrels turned into endless cold wars and indifference. The most memorable time was when they were just arguing and completely forgot that I had just come home from school. The more they argued, the more intense it became. I couldn't help but get scared and hid in the corner, watching the living room full of messy things and broken vases. The chair was knocked over, the tissue thrown on the floor until Dad slammed the door and came out. I timidly came out from the corner, stood in front of Mom, looking at her tear-streaked face, and whispered, Mom, I'm hungry. My mother, who used to be as gentle as a fairy, suddenly flew into a rage when she heard what I said, slapped me hard, and screamed, Didn't you see me arguing with your dad? How did I end up having such an unfilial son like you? Even when I'm wronged, you never comfort me. Day after day, all I thought about was eating. That slap was extremely forceful. I lost my balance and fell to the ground. There were bright red slap marks on my face. My mind buzzed, but I instinctively stood up, opened my arms, and hugged her. Mom didn't cry. Hao will comfort Mom. Hao is a good kid. I thought if I did as Mommy said, she'd become the gentle mom she used to be. But she mercilessly pushed me away and said coldly, If you're hungry, go cook for yourself. Don't bother me. I really owe you 10 fathers and sons. You're so young, just like your dad, only good at sweet talk. If you want me to work like a beast for you, you just call me wife, Mom every time. If you don't need me anymore, you'll just kick me away. After saying that, she vented her anger. Every step on the floor made a heavy sound. The door slammed shut with force. After that night, Dad never came back. 2 months later, when I came home from school, I saw Dad at the door, carrying a suitcase, as if he was about to leave. When he saw me standing outside, a trace of indescribable embarrassment and guilt flashed across Dad's face. All right, Dad is leaving. From now on, you and Mom will live well together. No matter how tightly I clung to his pant leg and begged, he still gave up. From then on, Mom looked at me like an enemy. She kept attacking and scolding me, refusing to feed me, and even cursing me with the harshest words, until Grandpa came and took me away. Later, Grandpa said, Mom left and even the house was sold. From then on, I lived with him. Tears streamed down my face. I sniffed my reddened nose and said hoarsely, Grandpa, I promised you, but Grandpa also had to promise me. I want to share this good news with you. But when I arrived at the hospital, I heard the tragic news of my grandfather's death. The attending doctor regretfully explained to me, "Your grandfather's movement was already very serious before. He didn't want you to worry and wouldn't let us tell you that he had symptoms of breathing difficulties last week. Let's prepare for the elder's funeral." I stumbled home in a daze, like a walking corpse. Lu Ruyan rushed to my side when she heard the news of my grandfather's death. She wanted to comfort me but didn't know how, so in the end, she could only accompany me to arrange his affairs. First, I contacted the funeral home, watched Grandpa turn into a basin of ashes, then contacted the box to clear it out to mourn Grandpa. When everyone had left, I finally couldn't hold back my tears and knelt before Grandpa's seat. "Don't be sad." Lu Ruyan wiped away my tears and pulled me into her arms. The first time, I couldn't break free from her, just let the tears wet her shoulders. "Lu Ruyan, thank you." I wasn't with Lu Ruyan. The first 2 years of college, I was earning my own tuition and miscellaneous fees. While studying like crazy, Lu Ruyan was rejected by me again and again, but she never gave up. For 2 years, she stayed by my side, silently accompanying me. I was sick from working hard, he took me to the hospital, and I ran for student council president. He voted for me. I asked my tutor everywhere for study materials I couldn't get. He helped me find and deliver them. I had a stomach problem and forgot to buy medicine, but he remembered my medical records and prepared them early to bring them over, even cooking warm porridge for nourishing the stomach. Everyone envied me. Lu Ruyan said she really loved me and persisted for 2 years. Even with a heart of stone, it was time for Disui Sherchuan. But I still didn't agree because I was going abroad to study. As an exchange student, I was going abroad for 2 years. The road is high and the road is long. I didn't want to hold her back. On the day I left for the country, I arrived at the airport. I had originally kept this from Lu Ruyan and hadn't told her I was going abroad. But she somehow got the news and came to the airport to block me, her eyes red. She put her hands on my shoulders, staring at me and asking. I only asked one thing, "Are you coming back?" I was stunned and half-dazed, not knowing what to say. I thought she would be angry and she should too, but the scene I had imagined, her angry departure, never happened. She chased after me and asked if I would come back. Seeing I didn't speak, her anxious eyes gradually dimmed. She gave a bitter smile and said, "I understand." She let go of my shoulder, suddenly feeling lifeless and dejected. I said I would come back. "I'll be back in 2 years. If you're still here then." Lu Ruyan suddenly turned around, her eyes shining with surprise. Her voice trembled, and her sparkling eyes looked at me. "If I were still here, would you be willing to be with me?" I smiled in my ear and nodded. I left, then chatted again. I boarded the plane, watching the ground gradually blur and the heavy clouds outside the window. When I was 18, my grandfather told me at the hospital, "I want to be strong. I want to be confident. I think accepting others likes openly is also open and open, right?" I did it. Grandpa, 2 years later, I quietly returned to China without telling Lu Ruyan to surprise her, but then I came across her post on the forum. "My future husband has returned to China. Which outfit should I wear to meet her? Still have 9 photos, each one unique." Netizen Ruaping. Not dating early, sister. Lovestruck is forbidden to post on forums. I couldn't help but laugh and commented, "Why not wear them all once?" She almost instantly messaged me on WeChat, "Got it, husband."